and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. We continue learning the book of Tomer Devorah, written by Rabbi Moshe Cordovero, a 16th century Kabbalist from Sfat. And today we're going to learn the sixth attribute of mercy, which is for he desires kindness. So elsewhere we explained that there is in an unknown chamber in heaven angels that are appointed to receive the kind deeds that each person does in this world. So what it's saying is that in heaven there's a chamber where every good deed a person does goes to that chamber. It's imagine that you have a bank account and it just goes directly to that chamber. When Hashem's attributes of justice raises accusations against the Jewish people, those angels immediately present these kind deeds, and Hashem has mercy on Israel. Since he desires kindness, even if they're guilty, Hashem has mercy on them when they deal kindly with one another. Look how beautiful this is. Like, when people are kind to each other, there can't be bad decrees. That's why the unity of the Jewish people is of utmost importance. When Jewish people are divided, when they're not treating each other nice, when they're fighting amongst themselves, this creates a vulnerability amongst us, and then we can get attacked by things that can happen to us. But when we're together and we are taking care of each other and we're loving each other and we're really looking beyond our differences and we're working to keep other people safe, keep their well-being, then Hashem oversees, he just looks the other way and nothing can happen to a person. So this is how it was at the times of the destructions of the Beit HaMikdash. It says that especially the second temple was destroyed because of sinat hinam, because of baseless hatred. People hated each other and they didn't even remember why. Right now we are in the counting of the Omer. We are in a period of mourning for the death of the students of Rabbi Akiva. 24,000 students died of a plague because they were not nice to each other. And it's not that they were mean to each other or something, but they couldn't tolerate that another person had another way of looking at a certain passage in the Torah. And it was not that they were upset that they saw it in a different way. They were upset that each one of them thought they had the truth, and they wanted so bad that the other one would think like them because this is the truth. And this created this plague. 24,000 students. Imagine 24,000 brilliant people died because of this unity, let's call it. So this is how it was at the time of the destructions of the Beit HaMikdash. Gabriel the angel was instructed, come between the Ophanim, this is in Yehezkel's vision, for he is the officer of judgment and Devorah, and he's given permission to receive the powers of judgment between the Ophanim underneath the Cheruvim. The Cheruvim were these two angels that were on top of the Aron HaKodesh, where the tablets were, and these two angels would, like, when the Jewish people were united, they would like look at each other and like embrace each other. When the Jewish people were not united, they would give each other the back. One was a boy, the other one was a girl, and they had wings. And so these cherubim appear to have the form of a hand under their wings. And that is, Hashem said to Gabriel, they act with kindness one to another. Even if they're guilty, they will be saved and have a remnant. And the reason for the salvation is that Hashem displayed the attribute of for he desires kindness. When Israel acts kindly in this aspect, he remembers for their merit, even if they're guilty of sins, then Hashem this attribute of kindness, of seeing the kindness between one person and another, Hashem respects. And therefore, it is proper for a person to behave with this attribute, even towards one who has harmed or angered him. If he has a positive side, he acts kindly towards others, or has a good trait in which he acts properly, it should be enough for him to subdue his anger against him by assuage the desired kindness, and say that good point that he has is enough for me. And the more so does this apply to his wife, say our sages, it should be enough for us that they raise our children and save us from sin. So what it's saying is that we should always look at the good in people. We have to train ourselves to look at the good in other people. Always look for a benefit of the doubt. Try not to be a judgmental human being. This is not the job of a person. The job of a person is not to judge others. This is not our job. This is Hashem's job. They judge us up in heaven. It's enough. Our job is to, you know what? Oh, he screamed today. Yeah, he had a bad day. Oh, he had a headache. Oh, he had this. Oh, he hasn't had an easy week. You know, try to judge people with a good eye. So when a person has been wronged or angered, and he can find no way to judge the perpetrator favorably. And we've all gone through this. We all had people who have done things to us that are very hurtful and very harmful. And we just can't see anything good in this person. Nothing. And so it says that we can soothe his anger by remembering a good deed the perpetrator once did. Or think about a good trait he might have. I do this a lot. When I have people that sometimes did something to me that is very painful, and I always try to remember the good that they gave me. You know, everybody errs. Everybody messes up. Nobody is, like my mother-in-law used to say, nadie es monedita de oro. Nobody's a gold coin. Everybody has harmed somebody. We all have said hurtful things to people. We're not the gold coin. And so we have to remember, yes, some people are toxic and they're mean and they're always mean. Then keep away from them. But don't exercise the Devorah towards them. Try to find kindness in your heart. So by doing so, he manages to soothe his anger. He awakens Hashem's merciful attribute, for he desires kindness, bringing that element of mercy into the world. So we've learned through the other chapters of this book that when we arouse this mercy, what we do is that we're bringing down the mercy of God, not only to ourselves, but to the world at large. So when we overcome our anger or let go of some complaint we have against someone, in light of some kindness he has done, Hashem responds in kind. And God is going to be the same with you. When you do something that is not the best thing, He's going to remember, oh, I remember when this person gave this tzedakah, or I remember when this person helped this person cross the street, or I remember when he lent the hammer to the neighbor, or he babysat the neighbor's kids. He's going to remember all the goodness you did. So when a harsh decree hovers over the Jewish people for our misdeeds, who has the power to overcome it? Who can stand in our defense? Who can hold back the destruction that looms over us? And we've been through this for the last 6 months. A kind deed can do all these things. When a person does kindness, he can save a whole world. And there are angels in heaven whose job is to guard the merit of the acts of kindness we have performed. So when the attribute of strict judgment raises accusations against us, those angels stand before Hashem, bearing in their hands the kind deeds we have done. And here is money given to charity, one says. And here is the favor someone did to their neighbor. And here is the kindness someone did to another person. And here is this person that listened to this other person's pain. And we'll see how all this kindness is stored in a very special place, and the moment that it's needed, it brings the mercy that we need. So this is the sixth attribute described in the verse, which comes to answer the question, how can a human being be expected to keep going above and beyond the dictates of fairness, to keep giving and forgiving, and to remain silent in the face of insult? And the answer is that there is no Jew who does not have some good character trait. So we all have something good within ourselves. We have to really look at the good in others. There's no such thing as a one person that is 100% bad. There's always something good that you can find in someone else. And we are naturally prone to see the bad in others. It says that we have two eyes. We have a right eye that is kindness, and we have a left eye that is Devorah, is strictness, judgment. So it says, why Hashem made us with two eyes? So it says that one eye is to see others, and the other one is to see yourself. So the person usually looks at another person with the left eye, with the judgment eye. And he looks at himself with the kind eye. But in reality, it's the other way around. We should look at people with the right eye, and we should look at ourselves with the left eye. And so there's a story of a Satmar Rebbe, the previous Satmar Rebbe. I love this story. And the story is that a very wealthy man, came to his office, and he gave him an envelope with a lot of money for tzedakah, and he put it in his drawer. And a few minutes later, after this man left the office, a man came in to talk to the Rebbe. And he came, and he was in crutches, and he was missing one leg. And he came to the Rebbe, and he says, Rebbe, I'm in a lot of problems. I can't find work. I'm missing a leg. My wife just died. I have these 6 orphans. I don't know how to deal with them. I have no money. We're hungry. I don't know what to do. So the Rebbe says, okay. He took out the envelope with all the money the rich man had given him a few minutes ago, and he said, here, take this money, and while you find a job here, at least you have to help you with the children and with the food and the house and all that. So the secretary of the Rebbe wasn't so sure about the guy. There was something fishy about him. He didn't like him a lot. He followed him, and he followed him into the street. And he sees that when the guy comes out of the office, pop, out comes the leg. Out comes the leg. The guy was not missing a leg. He had 2 legs. And the guy is like, oh, he has 2 legs. And then he sees that a woman comes with 6 children and embraces him and says, oh, he has a wife. The wife is not dead. The wife is alive. And the children, and this is all a fake. He's a hoax. So he comes running to the Rebbe's office, and he says to the Rebbe, the guy that just came in here, he has a leg. He's not missing a leg. He has a leg. And the Rebbe was, oh, Baruch Hashem, he has a leg. I'm sorry. He has a leg. And then he sees the wife. He says, I saw a wife. The wife didn't die. She exists. He has a wife. Oh, Baruch Hashem, he has a wife. And then the kids, they're gorgeous kids. He has good kids. Baruch Hashem, the kids are well. This is, he didn't see the bad. He was so relieved that the man everything has said was not true. So these are things that we should really emulate. This story stuck with me. And it's funny when I see someone that does something that is not, he said something and it's not true, and then it's not that bad, and it's not, I'm like, Baruch Hashem, it's not that bad. So we have to learn from these holy people how to really look at the world. There's a story in the Gemara that tells the story of Rabbi Hiya, whose wife was a troublemaker. She was not an easy woman. She was really, really very tough on him. And nevertheless, he was grateful to her. She raises my children have good education, she cooks for me, she washes my clothes. He looked at all the good that she did to him. And so it says that the Baal Shem Tov taught that whereas purity of intent is important in all of our mitzvot, it is not crucial to the mitzvot of kindness and charity. In the end, the recipient benefits from our kindness regardless of our intent. So, yes, if we're gonna wait to be kind, we're never gonna do anything. Just like do kindness. Even if you don't feel it, do it. Because the recipient is gonna gain from you. There's a story that Rabbi Manis Friedman tells, and I think I've told it in other classes, that he tells this story that he's in a retreat and this lady comes to the retreat and she says, "Oh, Rabbi Friedman, I'm here because I'm not such a nice person. I really want to become a good person. And I came to learn how to be a good person." And so he said, "Okay, you're in the right place." So comes the time to serve the lunch, and Rabbi Friedman is with 2 jugs of water. He looks for the lady and says, "Can you help me serve the water?" And the woman says, "Are you crazy? I didn't pay all this money to come to a retreat to serve water. Who do you think I am?" And Rabbi Friedman looks at her and says, "I thought you want to be a good person. And to be a good person is if someone asks you for help, go and do help. Help them. Even if you don't feel it, just do it. And you're going to be a good person." Because at the end of the day, it's the action what creates the kindness. It is your behavior that creates that kindness. So in the merit of that kindness, Hashem brings all this mercy to the world, and we need that mercy. We need it more than ever. So arm yourself with mitzvot, go out to the world and shower the world with good deeds, with kindness. Try to look at people with a good eye. Try to give them benefit of the benefit of the problem. Try to look at them with a good eye and don't judge. And in this way, the world will come into a very good place. So I leave you here, and remember, live a little higher. Thank you.